In today's video, I'm going to show you how you get a beautiful finish on your woodwork using one of these and using this. So stay tuned. I'm going to talk you through the process of getting your paint ready for spraying using the QuickShot from Graco. I sprayed all this woodwork. It's had 2 coats over the Isomat all primer. That is beautiful. It dries really well, and that satin finish. Good morning to everybody. Now, you've probably seen a previous video there where I was using the Graco Ultra QuickShot. Now that was using the Isomat all primer on this job where I'm in now, and I said I'd come back to you when I was coming to do top coating, and the top coating will be hand in glove. I'm using the Isomat Islac Aqua Satin. So I thought I'd do a couple of videos. They won't be too long. That one there wasn't too long, and this one won't be too long. I just want to talk you through the benefits of actually owning and having one of these brilliant bits of kit. An airless sprayer that's cordless, that is versatilely, is that a word, versatilely? Well, all right then, let's change the word. Manoeuvrable, dead manoeuvrable. You've got no plug, you've got no wires and cables. All you've got is a 1.8 meter hose and the little unit that's running off a DeWalt battery, and you get 2 batteries in the kit. So let's quickly talk about what I'm using, how I've adapted. And I say adapted's the wrong probably word, but I'm not using the tips that come in the kit, which you've probably seen in that video where have you seen that one yet? Yeah, the unboxing video. You get 2 lots of spray tips with it for fine finishing. You get a 410 and a 5, is it a 514? I believe it's 514. Anyway, let's move on. So the last time you saw me and I was spraying with the Islac primer, all primer, I was using a Tritech spray tip and guard on the Graco, which they are interchangeable. Just make sure your threads are the right size, but most spray guards fit most spray guns. But I was using I believe it was a 310 spray tip, a gold 310 spray tip. That sprayed lovely. I had the paint just a little bit thicker. It put a nice layer of paint on, and if you probably can't see, but in this room, skirtings, doors, all the way around, I've had 2 coats, if not 3, of the all primer spraying with that 310. Now the 3 at the beginning gives you the fan size, which you double it to be a 6-inch, which was ideal for this deep skirting. You can just see this is probably 7-inch skirting. And then the actual 10 is the orifice size. And if you want to know about the numbers of spray tips and numbers on orifice sizes, please look at that one. But I'm here today and I'm using the satin, and I'm going back to tips that I've got. They're all out of reach. Tips that I've got, and I've got one of these, a tip saver. So any tips that I've used or filters from the other airless sprayers, I just drop in this. There's a solution in there that keeps your spray tips, I won't say clean, but they keep them soft. So once you flush them through with water, I'm digressing, once you flush them through water, you can take them out the spray guard, clean your spray guard up in some warm water, dry them all off, then just dunk them in there, and it softens any paint that's on it as well, so it won't set up on you. That's another video there. So what I've done, I've got out the spray tip that was in there, and the spray tip I'm using today is a 308. So I'll still have the 3 being a 6-inch, but then the 08 is the orifice size, which is slightly smaller than the 10 that I was using previously. Now the beauty with having this 308, with it being a smaller orifice size, I can just thin my paint a little bit more. Now you say, why is that? Well, when I come to my finish coats, I like to have a thinner coat on and probably give 2 or 3 sweeps, depending on how the job's going. So 308 will actually give me a nice spray fan, giving me 6 inches, but it won't be putting too much paint on. So in effect, I've got a little bit more control with it. Again, if you've not got one of these, your alter pressure is on the back. There's a dial from 1 to 10. Now, you'll find round about 5 is ideal. When I was spraying the oil primer, with it being that little bit thicker, and I was going through that, well, let's call it a 0.10 spray tip, I did crank it up to about 6, sometimes 7 to lose the tails. But that was more of a case because I've got a little bit thicker paint. Now I've mixed up this paint in here, thin enough to spray through a 08, I should still be looking at around about that 5, which is probably the optimum. But we'll see how we go. If it needs to put a bit more, don't worry. The thing is, the more power you've got, the more paint you'll go through, and also the bounce back, you might get a bit of overspray. But that said, once you've got one of these and know what you're doing with it, you'll be well away. You'll be well away. I can't understand why everybody's not got one of these. So much easier. So much easier. So much easier. Right, let's get back to this. If you don't know how to rig it all up, I'll just quickly go through it. What you do, you put your battery in, you set it to prime. You prime your gun by holding the button down. You let it pump water, start with water, start letting the water go through for 10 seconds. Once you're happy that the water's coming through the spray tip, and what you do is you might have your spray tip in the non-spray side, if that makes sense. Once you've done that for 10 seconds, you can swap the knob on the side to spray, which is that position there, and then just flush through your water again through the gun, either in that position or when you're ready, you can switch it across to spray, and that's about another 10 seconds. And that means you're actually ready to go. And that's what I've done. I've done it with water first, just to flush any dirt that might still be in from the last time I used it. And now I've got paint going through it. So flushed it with water, now flushed it through with paint. And that's where we are now. I'm going to just do, I've got the mask there. I'm just going to show you the fan pattern, if you can see me, on this piece of wall at the back. I've put some paper on. So let's just see what we like. I've turned off the trigger, so I'm ready to spray. I've got paint in there, and I'm just going to have a little practice to see that the spray fan pattern is how I want it. So let's have a look. Talk you through that. That's perfect. You're still spraying like an airless with oh sorry, let's get you for, you're about 12 inches away from the surface. Now that is just me quickly going across just to see that I've got no tails top and bottom. I was a little bit quick, so it's not, I'll show you, it's not a full pattern of paint. Like if I hold it a bit slower, I am actually on number 5. I'll do it slow, look. That's perfect. So easy to set up. So I've actually got a nice spray soft fan pattern, and I've got no tails on it. Now if I went to 10, let's just, purposes of the video, can you hear that? You don't need that. Let's go back down to 5. Soft, let's go down to 1. Not enough on it. You can start seeing a tail coming, but we're all right with 5. And from that now, I'm on lock. I'm going to spin you around. I'm going to show you spraying the door. And then once I've done that, this video's over. Any questions, comments below. But I'm going to say to you, if you've not got one of these yet, get one. They are so handy. I can spray this room out well under 10 minutes. Well under 10 minutes. And also, what a lovely finish you've got. Even with that all primer, the Isomat all primer, I've nibbed it down this morning, dusted it all off. If you've got a Tac Rag, you can use that as well. I've swept up, vacked up. that finish is silky smooth. It's, as Chris would probably say, silky smooth, silky smooth. You know who you are, Chris. Foxy, yeah, silky smooth. It gives you a silky smooth finish and no brush marks. It's near perfect. But I'm going to spin you around like that to that door. You'll see me spraying. I'm going to go top to bottom. It's good to have 2 coats. So if you go one way and then the other for your second coat, doesn't matter. Just practice, practice. Right, I'm going to get my mask on and I'll see you in a, well, couple of shakes of a gnat's tail. Yeah. Right, took my mask off. You saw me just spray that door and I just went up and down. Now, because we've got, well, let's call it the rail across the top, and we've got the panels there, I went across the top, went down, back down the sides, and then just filled in, just going over the cross member beams, which is fine, because with me spraying with that 308, it's only putting a small amount of paint on, it's not overloading your surface, so you can afford just to go back over yourself. Just don't hold it on too long anywhere, because it obviously will build up. Now, I'm happy with that. I've got heaters on to try and dry that. I'm going to go around the skirting now, and then because I've got a window that unfortunately I can't spray because of condensation, I can't get anything to stick to the glass to protect it. I'm having to brush that. So on this job, my woodwork's been done first. The prep's been done, cleared up. It's been sprayed, the woodwork, and now I'm going to get on the window once the skirting's all been finished. So that'll take me a couple of minutes. But thanks for listening. Videos at the end. Any questions, just ask. Just one last thing I might have forgotten. When you are spraying with that Ultra QuickShot, there's a little rubber bung in the top cup that holds your paint. Don't forget, keep that open when you're spraying. Let's call it a schoolboy error if you forget.